Hey guys, welcome back to another Sorted George Garage with me, Julian. In this episode, we're going to be changing out the front brake pads. Banging. Right guys, as I said, we're going to be changing the front pads on the 72 New Yorker. We've already done the rear shoes and wheel cylinders for this car. If you want to see the detailed video of that one, check out the cheeky little link up here in your top right hand corner of your screen. Reason being, we're going to be changing these out, although like the rear shoes, these pads have actually got plenty of meat on them, but the car has been stood for near on 28 years. What I don't want is, obviously under braking you're going to get heat in the pads, and I don't want the glue, the bonding that holds the pad to the backing plate to let go, and then obviously the pad will just slide out. You've got no front brakes, so and that's pretty dangerous. So what we're going to do now obviously is change them out. So Sorted George, here we go, banging. As you can see, we've still got plenty of meat on the actual pad, but like I say, I don't trust it. I mean, the discs are nice. Obviously there's like a few rust marks on there, but there's no pitting or anything like that at all. No ridges, there's nothing here. It's lovely. It's just basically the age of the pads that I'm not happy with. Obviously it's going to be better to change out the flexi as well, because they've been sat for so long. I've got new ones of them as well to go in. So yeah, basically this is what we're going to be changing out, as the pads. As you can see, like I say, there's plenty of meat there, and can't see it on that side, but we've already seen that one anyway. So yeah, Sorted George. Right, let's change them out. Here we go. Right, first things first, what I want to do is get a wire brush on where the flexi goes into the brake pipe. I want to get off as much sort of muck as possible around there. There's the that's the clip that slides through to hold the flexi into the frame. So obviously we want to try and make sure that's clean, and, well, I say clean, but you want to get as much debris out, because we're going to be putting in some penetrating fluid, and obviously the less muck that's in the way the better. I have actually given this some penetrating fluid a few weeks ago, just to sort of maybe start things off, as you do, but it's obviously dried out now, but you never know, might have helped. Okay, with that lubed up, now what I want to do is just clean up and lube up this bolt here. You've got one at the top and one down underneath. All we need to do is remove the brake caliper. We don't need to use the caliper like housing, whatever it is that it bolts to, the slide, you know, this bit here, that stays on the car. That's not a problem. We just need the actual caliper itself. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just lube up around these areas. Just down here, certainly here, because this is where it actually goes all the way through, top and bottom. So we'll do that. We'll just loosen them off, just crack them off, loosen them off, but I want to keep this in place until I get this flexi out of the way, certainly off of the brake pipe in here, because obviously that can come off on the bench. I'm not worried about that, but certainly this bit. But I just want to make sure that everything moves first. So right, Sorted George, let's crack on. Okay, that's got them lubed up. Now these are a 1/2 inch bolt. So I just, like I say, I just want to make sure that it moves. There you go, she's moving, that's lovely. Lovely. And let's do the other side. There you go. That's fine. Yep, she's moving. That's lovely. That's fine. You can see what is and what isn't turning, so that's good. All this lot here underneath is turning as well, underneath this part, the whole lot. So basically it's just a bit of lube down in there where my finger is, behind this little clip, and the part where it screws into. So, but obviously the whole lot's got to come out, so you want to make sure it's as clean as possible, really, certainly when it goes back in anyway.
because obviously we're going to take the caliper away from the car and clean it up on the bench. Right, now I know they move, I want to crack on with the flexi, so let's get on with that. Sorted, George. Banging. If you saw on the rear, when I was doing the rear wheel cylinders, I had to use a 3/8 open-ended, unfortunately, because I didn't have any of these, and I got them now. I've got a set of Craftsman all the way up through. 3/8 is what you want. Unfortunately, it won't go over the coil that is wrapped around the outside of the brake pipe. So unfortunately, I'm back to using the standard wrench on the 3/8. However, because obviously I have the set, I've still got the 5/8 now that I can put over the flexi, slide that down and hold that one whilst I do this. So that's one bonus, but I still don't like using an open-ended spanner. I still prefer a proper brake pipe spanner, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can get this moving, shall we? As you do. I mean, it is a nice tight fit, don't get me wrong. I just don't like using them. I'm trying to sort of undo it and do it up. I know it's only a fraction of a movement, but if that helps it, then you're better off than just trying to wrench on it and break it, as it were, like, you know. Right, let's give that another bit of fluid down in there. Bit of penetrative fluid, as you do. Like I say, get some cardboard because it goes everywhere. You don't want that all over your garage floor, you know. Right. Oh, here we go. Something moved. So, there she goes. And I noticed that that didn't move, which is good. But, oh yeah, I can see that moving. That's lovely. There you go. Look at that. That's perfect. There you go. And that let go when I was trying to do it up rather than undo it. So, it does help, as you can see. Lovely. Sorted, George. Right, let me just gingerly get this out, as you do. And I'll come back to you. Right, what I've done, because that's actually coming out really nice and easy, which is good. So what I've done, I've actually screwed it back in again, just so that we've got a bit of stability going on. And I've got a hammer and a nice long screwdriver. I'm coming up from underneath the car, and I just want to see whether or not we can tap out that clip, as you do. Now, I've only got like a small little ball peen hammer. I've not got anything that's going to tear a house down, because obviously I don't want this being ripped off from the bodywork or anything like that. I just want to loosen the clip and get the clip off. So you don't have to go mad. But obviously you want to get it out. So goes. See, she's letting go. Okay, what I've done is basically the same as what I've done on the rear brake pipe when we've done the wheel cylinders. I've just put some tape over the end of the brake pipe so that we don't get anything down there. I've just given that a real quick wire brush up just for now. I've just drained out the master cylinder as well, so because that's obviously where all the fluid is going to come from. And you can see why it is that I want to actually replace the master cylinder. Let's get a torch in there. Look at the state of that. That's disgusting. So yeah, I don't want all that lot going down in the system. So yeah, sorted, George. Right, let's take off the caliper. Here we go. Banging. Take that off of there. There you go. Sorted, George. Right, that's them two out. There she goes. Right, let's take these off. Oh, there she is. Just like that. There she is. Sorted, George. Banging. Lovely. Right, let's take the other side off. Right, we've got the other one off. Had a bit of a problem here when I was pushing this piston back in. It didn't really want to go in nice and easy, and it was getting more and more solid, if you like, the more I tried to push it back in. So what I've done, I've ended up getting another set of calipers. These are remanufactured, rebuilt from like cores. Obviously you can see that they are exactly the same caliper, same size, etc. Yeah, we got a different part number on there, but I ain't worried about part numbers. But as you can see, they're exactly the same size, so that's good. That's what you want. So they'll fit nicely. They'll just slide straight on. And what I will do, I will keep the old cores and just rebuild them at a later date. So at least I'll have a set in stock. I'm not worried about the part numbers being different. At the end of the day, the calipers are exactly the same, and that's what I want. So, sorted, George. Right, let's fit these up. Banging. But first, I'm going to give them a paint. So there it is in primer, and that's them in colour. Sorted, George. Banging. Okay, there she is done. I've got all the new rubbers back in again. I advise just to make sure that these rubbers are in correctly when you get them, because when I was taking these out, I noticed that one of them, I can't remember which one it was now, but I know it was one of the small ones, the rubber wasn't quite pushed in properly. So yeah, just as a bit of advice there, just make sure that the rubbers are seated correctly. Right, let's go and put one on and then go and put the other one on. Sorted, George. Banging. Okay, let's put this on. Right, what you want to do first off is to put a brake pad down in the slot, down in there, and from the front, as in me looking this way, you want to get it 99% this edge. It just tucks a fraction below this lip, because when you look through here, you want to line up your holes. You go underneath like so, sit in and on, and that's it there. Job jobbed. Slide your caliper back up, find the holes. Right, now comes your pins. Right, I'm just going to put some copperies all the way over this, as you do, and up and down the shaft. Let's put a bit more on, as you do. Lovely. And because we're on the left hand side, that's how it was. That goes through like so, through the hole, and this one. There she is. There you go, that's on there. There you go. That's that on, and that's that on. Yep, lovely. Let's just make sure that that's just nipped up. That's lovely. Right, now let's get on with the brake pipe. Sorted, George. Right, let's take off the bit of tape. Again, I'm just going to rub a smidgen of copperies on both sides of this, just for future, in case it needs to be worked on again. Brake hose goes in there, like so. You can screw your brake pipe in just a tad, just so that it's in place. So that now will go in like so. Give it a gentle tap with a hammer. And there she is. Just so that it's up level with this edge here. That's it. 5/8 on the flexi, just to make sure that it is tight into the caliper. Don't forget your washer on the end here. That's in tight, that's lovely. Lovely. And then what I can do is just put that on there to hold that, and get my 3/8 and do this one up. And she's on tight. Lovely. And then that's that. Right, there she is done. Obviously you can see it all now. What I did do as well, the surfaces, the mating surfaces on this, I gave them a good clean up with a wire brush as well, because that's basically where the caliper slides, on the top here and on the bottom. So yeah, jobbed. Well chuffed with that. That's cool. And obviously you can see the new flexi in there as well. Right, sorted, George. Right, now we got the wheels back on. Let's change out that master cylinder. Right, sorted, George. There it is. It's off, banging, done. So now what we got to do is just put the new one on. And at the moment, I've just put her in the bench, and I'm just waiting for the brake fluid to come through. Waiting for the brake fluid to come. I've done it again. What is it with clum? I'm waiting for the brake fluid to come through. That's better. And then I can obviously bleed the master cylinder, and then we'll put her on. Sorted, George. Banging. Clum. Ah, look who's come to join us. Well, apart from Sarah, but little Emmy. Sorted, George.
Oh.
Yes. I'm having a stretch.
I never told you that.
Oh, Father. Yes.
Hello, baby.
Yes.
Oh,
Love me. Get off.
don't touch my ears.
Actually, no, love me.
I'm going to sit on your paper now.
Innit?
Oh, yes. That's nice.
Bless him.
What do you want? What do you want?
Down.
Get down. Come on,
Yes. Right, let's crack on, shall we?
then. Come on.
You disappear.
I'm going.
Bye.
You don't love me.
Right, back to the plot. There she is, done. She's in. Sorted George on, and got the cruise control bracket on there as well. So all we've got to do now is bleed the brakes, bleed the system. Here we go. Sarah, can I borrow you for a minute?
2 hours later.
Right, sorted George, that's that done. Brakes bled, we got fresh fluid all the way through. Obviously I've put in a new washer bottle as well, sorted out the horns over that side, so they work now, so that's good. If you want to know how to bleed a master cylinder, check out this cheeky little link up here in your top right hand corner of the screen, and that will take you to it. Sorted George, banging. Right guys, that's that job. Bled the system. She's got all new brake fluid all the way through now, that's good. What we got, new hoses, new pads, new calipers, or at least rebuilt cores. So it'll be new seal kit, new pistons. So, and nice to see that they've come in the factory colour as well. That's good, really pleased about that one. Do you want to laugh? So as you probably heard, I asked Sarah to give us a hand to bleed the brakes, right? Obviously I'm underneath the car, I'm at the back. I'm doing the backs first, as you do. So I'm asking her obviously do up, down, blah, blah, blah. And no fluids coming out, nothing. So I thought, well,
I've put in a new brake pipe going from front to back, etc., etc., so that, okay, probably time to come through, you know, get all the air out of the system. So I come and check the front. I come and check the master cylinder. None of the fluid's gone down. So I'm thinking, oh God, here we go. Hang on a minute. Let me just, hang on. So I went round making sure every other nipple was tight, and then I went back and, right, okay, let's do it again. Up, down, blah, 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 as you do, you know. Come back out, check the fluid level. Still nothing has gone down, right? So I'm like, do us a favour, love. Just gently press the brake pedal. And she does that. She's hitting the accelerator, not the brake. And there's me panicking, thinking that there was something wrong with the actual master cylinder. And I'm like, oh my God. Don't tell me I've got to get another one. And I've had this for a few weeks now, but hey, it is what it is. Well, guys, thanks ever so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope this video was a help to you. Like, share, hit the subscribe button if you wouldn't mind. It'll help the channel grow. Check out Chris over at Sweet Machine. He's got some good stuff going on over there. And I'll see you next time on Sort of George Garage. Banging.